through just basically what we've been learning in history all year. They have learned 32 facts about the beginning of the Bible, the beginning of time when God created the world, all the way through the end of ancient Egypt times when Egypt falls to Rome. We haven't quite got there yet, but we're almost there. But we know it in a song. So we are going to start with an ancient Egypt recitation, but first I would like to pray. So let's close our eyes and bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to perform in front of you with the talents that you have given us to teach our audience about what we've been working so hard on in history all year long. What a blessing it is to celebrate with your people, with your creation of ancient worlds of people who lived before us that we can learn from their mistakes and from their successes, from their wisdom and from their foolishness, so that we can be better people for you. So we will give you all the glory for this day. Thank you for your Son and for what he did for us on the cross. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Okay, are you ready? Ancient Egypt recitation.
Ancient Egypt was a land filled with mystery. More than just a lot of sand we learned in history.
Running through this desert land was the River Nile, the longest river in the world with many a crocodile. This river flooded once a year, which wasn't irritation. It gave the farmers water for their crops, irrigation.
The Egyptians wrote in pretty pictures, called them hieroglyphics. We used the script to write our names. It really was terrific.
A Frenchman in the 1800s cracked his language code. He was an archaeologist who had the river to study.
Rich and poor lived side by side of houses of mud bricks. If peasants didn't work enough, they were beaten with a stick.
The people worshipped many gods in temples led by priests. They also liked to party and often had big feasts. When these folks passed away, it was a major task to mummify their bodies and face them with a mask.
They built elaborate pyramids to house these bodies there. It took an awful lot of work and sometimes 20 years.
The most important person in this land of long ago was rich and very powerful. The people called him Pharaoh.
So now we're going to transition into our play. You'll be learning a lot about ancient Egyptian times through this play, and it's entitled Building the Great Pyramid. Please get into your play positions.
What progress has been made to Grand Gallery?
We are halfway finished. The rest of the stone has been brought from the quarry.
According to your plans, the main passage will be completed in 2 days. Your Eminence, the ambassadors from Nubia and Assyria have arrived.
Excellent. Send them in. You are a skilled architect. Pharaoh will be pleased with your work.
Announcing the ambassador from Nubia, Shabaka. Announcing the ambassador from Assyria, Ben-Hadad. Hamiunu, the Grand Vizier of Pharaoh Khufu, humbly receives you.
This is a truly magnificent enterprise, a pyramid reaching to the heavens. The pyramid of Khufu will stand more than 500 feet high. It will cover more than a dozen acres, which each one spanning nearly 800 feet in length.
You are kind to allow us to satisfy our curiosities and learn secrets of your industry.
It is no mystery, though it is man's work and effort that make it so.
You built this great work as a tomb for your Pharaoh Khufu?
Yes, he was also called Cheops, second king of the 4th dynasty. After his death, we believe his spirit will rise into the sky to join his ancestors and rule into eternity. He will have a magnificent view. The pyramid stands on the Giza Plateau on the east side of the Nile River, a few miles away from Cairo, the Pharaoh's capital. Here are our 2 chief masons. They are in charge of choosing the blocks used for the pyramid.
We will use more than 2 million blocks of stone to build the Great Pyramid. Most of the stone is cut from a quarry on the Giza Plateau.
White limestone is taken from Tura across the Nile River, and the granite for the pharaoh's burial chamber is quarried from Aswan, 400 miles away.
400 miles? How did the stones get to Giza? A crew of workers uses rollers, papyrus ropes, and levers to get the stone on the wooden slab. Some of the blocks of stone weigh 15 tons, so great care must be taken. It takes a crew of 8 men 10 days to get the stone on the wooden slab and float it and cut it from the quarry and float it down the Nile to the pyramid.
Look out, easy there. This is Pharaoh Saucera building.
The sledge is dragged to the building site. Around the pyramid are 4 portable ramps, each covered with wet clay to make a slick surface. The stone will be moved up these ramps until it can be placed into position.
Before we get the stone to the Lord, to God's moves, we must shape the sides of the rest of the block. That gives the stone a smooth ride. There give that spot a few strokes, even above stone.
How does the builder store the blocks are restricted in a level?
Simple, they use water.
Water? Workers dig and connect trench around the foundation of the pyramid. Then the trenches are filled with water. After this is done, surveyors take a measure by using a rope tied between 2 stakes of equal height. Then the stakes are placed in the trenches and the measurement taken of the distance from the water to the stream. The water is flat and serves as level.
And by stretching the rope taut, they can look at the water and see if there's any points that are not level. Excellent, you're beginning to think like an Egyptian.
Your methods are impressive and your workers are highly skilled.
More than 100,000 men have been employed for almost 20 years.
Does not Pharaoh have any use for his slaves?
We are not slaves. I'm a proud citizen of Egypt, eager to serve the Pharaoh, but I am a slave to no one.
Every citizen of Egypt owns a tax labor to the Pharaoh. I choose as a free man by paying my taxes on working for a crew for the Great Pyramid.
The Pharaoh is the chosen representative of the gods. Building a monument to him is serving the gods.
There is no greater honor for a mortal man. But what about the homes and the families? How can you leave this for so long?
We served for only a few months when the Nile floods and famines make it impossible to work in the fields.
Workers are divided into crews and travel to the building site. We work 14 hours from sunrise to sunset.
We overseers work directly for the Pharaoh.
As we do masons and architects and surveyors because we are skilled craftsmen and we are paid well for our knowledge.
The noonday meal is ready. Acres of bread and vegetable dressings are served each day with thousands of gallons of soup and water.
This is more planning and expense than the great army needs to wage war. Yeah, what is the real purpose of all this effort? Only to gratify the vanity of one man?
The Pharaoh comes to ask him yourself.
The Pharaoh Khufu and his Queen Meneptah all bow to the divine presence.
You may rise. I bid welcome to the ambassadors of our neighboring kingdoms.
Our visitors wish to ask Pharaoh a question.
They are permitted.
Many rulers build great monuments to boast of their victories or to show their wealth of their treasury. Why is this pyramid you built different?
I built this pyramid to honor the gods that rule our people. We believe in a life after death. After my life in this world, I shall require a residence to prepare for life in the next.
The pyramid will protect the body of the Pharaoh and his queen as our spirits rise to the heavens.
The great pyramid is not an empty shell. It will have temples for worshiping the gods.
There will be rooms with rituals honoring the pharaoh and his queen may be carried out by the faithful. Do not forget that even after death, the pharaoh passes bounty from the gods to the people of Egypt.
Perhaps our visitors might like to learn how the bodies of Pharaoh and his queen will be preserved into eternity. Yes, what you call them mummies? We have heard much about this remarkable process. It also has to do with your religion.
I will tell you the story of the first mummy. Hemiunu, bring out the players. In a time long before us, the great god Osiris lived on the earth as a mortal and as pharaoh of Egypt. The people loved him.
And he was a kind ruler. Osiris had a brother named Seth who was cruel. Seth was very jealous of Osiris and killed him. Seth divided the body into 14 pieces and spread them across the Nile River. In this way, Osiris could not be buried. Seth thought the people quickly forgot Osiris, so that they would have no place to honor him, but he had not counted on the loyalty of Isis.
Isis was the wife of Osiris. She went throughout Egypt gathering up all the pieces of his body. She bound them up into a single cloth of white linen.
Then she took the cloth to Anubis, the god of the afterlife. With the power of Anubis, Isis was able to bring Osiris back to life.
Rise. Truly back as a mortal man?
Not as a mortal man, but as an eternal god of the afterlife, lord of the underworld, and ruler of the kingdom of the dead. Anubis became the god of preserving the dead. We pray to both as we built this mighty pyramid.
What became of the treacherous Seth? Many years later, Seth fought a fierce battle with Horus, the son of Isis and Osiris. But that is another story.
Come then to the palace. We will dine, and you will see more of the wonders of Egyptian science.
Please tell our guests about Hammurabi.
Hammurabi was a king ruling ancient Babylon, known for all the laws he made, lasting still though he is gone. While the Hebrews lived in Egypt, after Abraham had died, after Joseph came and went, but before the law applied. Tablets from old Babylon tell of industry and science, mathematics, medicine, ways a king enforced compliance, edicts for inheritance, standard prices for a wife. This and more is locked up safe in museums vaulted filled with the code of Hammurabi lingering a reference still. Blessed, however, is the man who delights in God's own law, meditating on it till it rests inside his heart.
Jordan, take your mask off. No longer the king of the dead. Okay. Okay. We love costumes at this age. It's very apparent. Are we ready? Gentlemen, would you please tell us about pharaohs?
Egypt's gone through many rulers. Dynasties were passing down from a father to his son. Power with the royal crown.
Some were strong and some were weak. Some were cool and really low. Some built things that last today. Most we hardly even know.
Pharaoh Tutmos led his army farther north than any other, and Hatshepsut was his daughter. Moses might have called her mother.
Later, as we grew, we find a pharaoh named Amenhotep roughly treating Israel. He climbed the ruling step.
Several generations after Pharaoh Tutankhamun gave us a really important treasure with his secret royal grave. Pharaoh Ramses was another well-known king who left his name. All his fighting and his temples earned him centuries of fame. History in Egypt special for the many things that links. Yet still no one has discovered why the smile is on the Sphinx.
Ready, begin.
History.
No, I just started you in third grade. This is so much. I tried to put them in third grade already. Okay.
History from the Old Testament and ancient Egypt, beginning with the creation. God created the heavens and the earth. Day one, God created day and night. Day two, the firmament. Day three, the seas and the dry land. Day four, sun, moon, and stars. Day five, the creatures of the sky and sea. Day six, land, animals, and men. Day seven, God rested from all his work. Number one, creation was God's plan. Second came the fall in the Garden of Eden. Third was Cain and Abel. Number four, the flood. Fifth was the Tower of Babel. Sixth was the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt by Pharaoh Menes. Seventh, the old kingdom in Egypt. Now we'll start to learn some dates. These all happened before the time of Christ, in the years BC. Eighth was the first intermediate period, 2200 to 2059, call of Abram, 2091. 10 God's covenant with Abraham in 2082. 11 Hagar and Ishmael. Number 12 was Sodom and Gomorrah, both in 2080 BC. Next came number 13, birth and sacrifice of Isaac in the year 2066. 14 the Middle Kingdom, 2050 to 1800. 15 Joseph as a slave in 1898. 16 famine in Egypt, 1878 to 1871. Then came number 17, the 12 tribes of Israel. God gave Isaac sons and Jacob these 12 sons. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph and brother Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher. These are the names of Jacob's sons, the 12 tribes of Israel, around 1860 BC. Number 18, second intermediate period in Egypt, 1800 to 1570. 19 came a list of laws called Code of Hammurabi, 1792 to 1750. Number 20, Hyksos, invasion of Egypt, from 1730 to 1570. 21, early New Kingdom, from 15 1345. Number 25, Ten Commandments. 26, Amenhotep the Fourth, and monotheism. Worship only one God. 1361 to 1344. Next came number 27, reign of Tutankhamun. 1333 to 1323. Now we'll learn about 28.